Namaste, Jai Bharat. Undoubtedly, America could not and did not achieve their objectives in Iran. Undoubtedly. So one may think that America would say that their entire engagement with Iran was very successful, but then I don't think that's the case. They have miserably failed, I would say that. That's on America's part. They claim so many things, but then many things what they claim are untrue, fabricated, and at times blatant lies. But that doesn't mean that Iran had any kind of success or victory in the entire engagement with America. Well, when I say Iran, I am really not speaking about Iran. I am speaking about the IRGC. They are the people who rather takes Iran back to 16th century or 14th century. Iran was progressing, the society, the Persians were doing well, but ever since Khomeini, the radical Islam, and then IRGC, these people wouldn't let anyone progress. So at present, just because of the US engagement in Iran, they have been taking punishment, very serious punishment, instead of their tall claims. On the one hand, America's success story is not real, but at the same time, Iran is completely destroyed. That also is a fact. Iran means IRGC, but then they would not give up. That's one thing with them, they would not give up. They will continue. See, their economy is in shambles. They don't have a common peaceful life in their country. And it's IRGC. Even IRGC is not regularly organized. They have many heads, many leaders with different thoughts and different laws. It's a matter, it's confusion, if not complete anarchy. Well, it's akin to anarchy in Iran. Now, the recent thing is that these people claim to be very religious, radicals, of course, we call them as radicals. And the women in Iran, and especially girls, they are forced to wear hijab. See, that's very strange. A woman or women must not expose their body, because if they expose their body, men will get enticed. Look, in a common sense, who is at fault, men or women? See, in many places, no matter how women dress, but it doesn't make any difference to men. That ought to be the case. Dressing is one's own business, and when suppose a woman is dressing very nominally, something like she is just wearing few clothes, why are you bothered of it? Why do you suddenly want to be custodian of something which you think is appropriate? Let them wear whatever they feel like. What difference it makes? Well, if it is in your home, suppose the daughter is wearing, you can tell her, see, this I feel is indecent, don't go about like this. Now that much of freedom one can have as a father, as a guardian, as a parent, whatever. You can say that I don't think it is appropriate, and if she insists that this is appropriate, you should stop there. You should stop there. At least there you can say, and most children will understand, and then they will live up to it. They are not enemies. So the women in Iran are compelled to wear black clothes, like they are in gunny bags. Just because if they expose any part of their body, even fingertips, that will entice man. Here, the man should be disciplined, not women. Why don't they, their law, whatever is the religious law, their law should be focusing on men to have respect to women, self-control. Even if a woman walks around free without clothes, should not make a difference to a man. That should be the principle, that should be the spirit as I understand things. Now, there is a story, I would say it fast. One sannyasi and two of his disciples, no, one of his disciples, they were traveling through jungle and they had to cross a river. When they were crossing the river, there was a girl. On the other river means you have to really swim. And the girl was standing there and she requested the sannyasi, Swami, please, would you let me cross the river? I don't know how to swim. He didn't answer. But the student of the Maharshi Swami sannyasi, he said, I'll carry you. She undressed, as he also undressed. And make their clothes into a small bundle and tie it on your head or somewhere, and swims across and crosses the river. Then he drops her and goes off. And after they're walking, they dressed her and walked. Then the sannyasi is very grave. He's not really talking to the student. After some time, the student asked, why are you not talking to me? I'm telling you so many things. Then he, in a very grave attitude and in anger mode, said, you have carried that naked girl on your shoulder. Then the reply of the student was this, oh my God, you still remember that? I just left it from my thought then and there as I dropped her. That should have been the attitude of man. This kind of things should not make a difference to a man, provided he has self-control. So do you really want to religiously say that your men do not have any control, or you let them do whatever they feel like, and all the blame on women? Now that's the philosophy behind it, as I see. The question, I'm just talking about Iran, the IRGC regime, the women are actually defying the hijab order. They go around in whichever way they feel like. Many people, many women, especially girls, would say, come what may, we will go dress as we like. But the attitude of IRGC is changed now. Changed for bad. Previously they used to post soldiers and punish them, whip them, slap them, whip them, imprison them, at times kill them. You do not know how many people they have killed. But now what they do is, they plant the artificial intelligence based camera, recognize from face those who are going without hijab, and freeze their bank account, capture their cars, confiscate their vehicles, freeze their bank accounts, and restaurants which permits hijab-less women are getting closed down. These are the kinds of measures they are taking now. So the people's, common man's life in Iran is real hell. But these people believe in hell. So this is hell. And irony is that there are multiple standards. The affluent people can do anything. The affluent people's children can go in whichever dress they feel like. But common man has to follow all these religious laws, not the religious leaders and their children. Even in Pakistan that's the case. Many nations which are following rigid radical religious laws, when they go abroad in some other nations, they become worse than the local people in their dressing and their attitude, because they get freedom there and they will abuse the kind of freedom they get. No restraint, no understanding. So this is the situation in Iran. If they would have gone to democracy, and if this radical religious rule could have been removed by someone somehow, the people in Iran, the Persians, would have lived comfortably like anybody else in the world, normal kind of democracy, normal hypocrisy, all those things, but then they are bearable. IRGC is creating hell. They need not to think and be afraid of hell. They are experiencing hell right here. Such people, Pakistan is out of hell. They are experiencing hell. They need not to wait for their death to experience hell. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.